Hey everybody, welcome to Moment of Clarity. I'm coming to you from my Purell tank. I submerge myself in and I'm breathing through a snorkel. You can't see, it's connected to my ass. I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope everybody's being safe. Shit is getting crazy. By the way, just a spritz of Purell in every glass of whiskey or whatever cocktail you're drinking. I feel great. That's all you need. That was a joke. Don't do that. I think there's a larger point. There's plenty of blame to go around for why this is, why there's such a delayed response in America, why things are getting so bad. I think the broader point is being missed by some people. This is what happens when you have a society run by completely out of touch, morally bankrupt oligarchs. This is how it works. Because there's not a moment in their mind, a moment in their skulls when they think to themselves, we need to make sure that the people are taken care of, that they're safe in a time of crisis. And sure, Trump is worse than most, and Trump has a greater degree of blame for some of these things than the others. But a lot of these systems were set up before Trump. A lot of the failures were set up before Trump. The fact that so many millions of Americans don't have paid sick leave or hardly make a minimum wage, therefore can't afford an emergency. That kind of system was set up under a two-party apparatus that basically agreed. Let's create an America where people are completely exploited, can't afford an emergency, can't afford a crisis. That was both parties. When I take a moment to say how it's fucked up by both parties, that doesn't mean I think Trump is doing fine. Trump is a fucking moron of a truly unbelievable level. Really, him putting together a sentence is a small miracle. This is a guy who sat there with the CDC and the doctors and the scientists, and he said to them, well, you don't think people should get maybe 2-3 flu shots? Just stack up the flu shots, and that should help, right? And they were all like, no. No, you fucking idiot. This is not the flu. Not to mention 2 flu shots doesn't help against the flu. Anyway, point is, we have a plutocracy. It is ruled by the wealthy and really a kleptocracy, ruled by wealthy thieves. When you have a system like that, there is no moment that they try and protect those in need. They only think about how they can extract more for their ruling class. It is basically a class war under a different name. They have no understanding or way of relating to what it's like to be truly in need. And we see this in individual catastrophes around the country, right? Thanks largely to climate change. We saw it in California where whole cities were going up in flames. We saw it in Puerto Rico where hurricanes hit and earthquakes hit and people are struggling. We saw it in New Orleans, right? That was before Trump was in office. There's hardly any connection to those who are truly struggling, truly in need, truly just an inch, just a hair away from a complete catastrophe in their lives. And now many people nationwide are dealing with it because of coronavirus, which is causing a economic collapse, and so many people are struggling. And all of this goes for the completely corrupt and morally bankrupt and incompetent Trump administration, the idiots he puts into his cabinet who are supposed to know things and they don't know shit. It also goes for the morally bankrupt Republican Party, many of whom said they didn't like Trump. They can't stand Trump. But they agree with them on this. Fuck everybody except for the wealthy class. And this also goes for the morally bankrupt Democratic establishment. They've tried at every inch to stop Bernie Sanders from doing things like giving people health care, giving people paid sick leave, giving people a safety net that can deal with a situation like this. That Democratic establishment right now is fighting to make sure that doesn't happen. They would rather have Trump get another 4 years than allow Bernie Sanders to win. And so that's why it's on us. It's on you and me to build our communities, to really take care of each other. Even right now, even you don't have time to build your community tomorrow, I get that. Right now, check on those in need, check on those who are elderly, and I don't mean go running into their house and rub your hands all over their face. That's probably a bad idea. Give them a phone call, check on them, find out what they need, find out how you can help. If you have an extra can of soup and they can't go out for food because they're quarantined or because they don't have an extra $5, give them a can of soup. How about that? Part of this has to do with having a community and building our communities in the long term. Many states have mandatory paid sick leave. Many states have, their own healthcare situation that they've created to try and deal with the failures of our federal government, which is a complete and utter catastrophe. We need to do that on a person-to-person level. Build up these safety nets. Maybe this is a time, as horrible as it is, that we really realize what really matters in this life, what really matters between each of us. Because we cannot wait for them. We cannot wait for the most corrupt dumpster fires of human beings. We cannot wait for them to come and save us. They are not going to. They've done everything to gut this system. And that doesn't mean don't listen to federal or national health officials. Obviously, these doctors and scientists know a lot of shit that is very important, in terms of the politicians that are going to lead us. Leave us was more accurate. I should have stuck with that. They are going to leave us. They actually left us years ago. They don't give a fuck about us. So it really comes down to you and me and how we're going to take care of each other. Whoa, scenery change! Ah! Sorry about that. The camera cut out, so I'm finishing this in my apartment. Anyway, that is your moment of clarity. And last thing, if you're sitting at home and you don't have a lot to do and you're looking for stuff to watch, my live stand-up comedy performance is now free for the first time ever at LeeCampAmerican.com. You can get it, go watch it for free there on YouTube, live stream it whenever you want for a limited time. So that's LeeCampAmerican.com. Hope you enjoy it, and please share it and keep fighting.